Good evening and welcome to the Ozarks Amateur Radio Society D-star net. This is W0ZAC Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie net control for tonight's net. My name is Zach, Zulu Alpha Charlie Hotel, and I'm located in Mount Vernon. This net meets every Monday evening at 8 p.m. local time on the W0OAR D-star repeater at a frequency of 444.150. This net is also available on NetLogger for those who wish to check in early. This is an informal directed net, but it can be interrupted at any time if there is emergency traffic. If there's any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. Nothing heard. We'll now make a few announcements of interest to amateur radio. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting begins at 7 p.m., but you're welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation before the meeting begins. Individuals pay for their own meal, but of course you don't have to eat to attend the meeting. All are welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. More to follow. Hams and eggs. The OARS Saturday morning breakfast meetups are back in swing. During the month of March, we'll meet in Monette at the Angus Branch Steakhouse at 7:30 a.m. OARS is now operating 3 regular nets, the D-star net, Monday at 8 p.m. local time on the 444.150 machine, the 2-meter net Tuesdays at 7 p.m. local time on 146.97, and a simplex net on the first Saturday of each month starting at 7 p.m. local time on 146.460. So that would be this coming weekend. This net is also being streamed live on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to hear how you sound on the air or you missed part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. More to follow. Lastly, the OARS Hamfest Committee has been hard at work planning this year's upcoming Hamfest. The Hamfest will be held at the Mark in Mount Vernon on Saturday, March 25th. Doors will open to the public at 8 a.m. and will run until 1 p.m. Lots of prizes in the raffle. We already have some great vendors lined up, and testing for licenses will also be available if you need to test or upgrade. For more details, please check out our website at www.W0OAR.com. Are there any other announcements of interest to amateur radio? Please call now, W0ZAC. All right, nothing heard. We'll now begin taking check-ins, and we will start that process with NetLogger. First up on NetLogger is KE0MAD. Sean, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Zach. Thanks for doing that. This is Sean K0MAD. Not a whole lot, just did a bunch running around today. Went and I activated 10 parks, and it's kind of an unplanned 10 parks, but we got it done. Man, that was a blast, and now my radio wore out. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Looking forward to the simplex net coming up this Saturday. So I hope to catch as many people as we can there at 7 p.m. 146.460. Back to net control, W0ZAC, KE0MAD.
Very good, Sean. Thanks for checking in tonight. That's cool. 10 parks in a day. That's a lot of running. I missed the Simplex Net last month. Forgot all about the thing, so I'm sure hoping to get in on it this week. Thanks again, Sean, for checking in. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next NetLogger check-in. That would be AE0OC Wes. Good evening. Wes, I could see that you were speaking there, but I could not get any audio from you. Had a signal coming in, but no audio. Did anyone else copy Wes?
Any better?
Yeah, I could hear you that time.
It's me and that stupid mute switch, I'm telling you. Hey, Case. Had a good day. It was my birthday today. Went down to the Sirloin Stockade and had lunch. Had a good time. Came back here, worked on my in-fed antenna a little bit, trying to do a little bit of getting it tuned in. Made some progress. Still got a ways to go, but it's getting there. I did find out something kind of neat about it. It's cut for 40 meters. But it's actually just almost a flat, dead-on, one-to-one match on 80 meters. So that's kind of crazy. And I haven't thrown any power to it on there yet. Just 5 watts on FM just to make sure that it was tuning up okay.
Very good, Wes. Well, happy birthday to you. I think you mentioned that to me a couple of days ago, and I wrote myself a note to not forget to tell you happy birthday. Sirloin Stockade sounds good. I haven't been there in ages. I might have to try that out once again. And question on the antenna, is that the one you had previously? I thought you had an in-fed at one time. Is this a homebrew or something you bought?
Well, I've actually had to, still have to, I should say. This is the one that I bought to do portable work with. It's a really small little 49-to-1 unit, and it's in a real small, compact package. It's probably not as good as the other one that I built myself, but I'm hoping it'll be good enough to do the job because it's pretty lightweight and easy to get around in. But it's, like I said, it's doing pretty good. A little high on a few of the bands, 10 meters especially. I don't know, I've got to keep playing around with my choke on the feed line and try to figure out the best spot for it. I moved it a lot closer and made it better, but it's still not quite where I want it at.
Roger, roger. Well, keep messing with it, and eventually you'll get there. I took my random length in-fed out on winter field day. Went out to the Talbot's conservation area and strung it up out there. Had a good time. Was kind of pressed for time. I didn't get out there till late that afternoon, so I didn't want to run too much past dark. Had some things going on here at the house too, so I think I operated for a couple of hours, but Had a good time with that antenna out in the field. I'd like to do some more of that. Well, Wes, thanks for checking in tonight, and happy birthday to you. We'll say 7-3 and go down to our next NetLogger check-in, K0SQS. Harold, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Zach. K0SQS. Before I go on, I'd like to wish Wesley a happy birthday. I assume it's number 29. Maybe he may need to correct that, 29 and a little bit of change. Anyway, happy birthday. Not much else going on. Survived the windstorm last night. Glad we didn't have the storms that they had down in Oklahoma. Was listening to Bob and Sean earlier today, and Bob was talking about someplace down in Texas had 115 mile an hour straight line winds. That would have wiped out all the antennas around. Anyway, nothing else going on. Looking forward to the net tomorrow night, the Simplex net Saturday night, and then the club meeting the Saturday following that. So, back to you. Take care. Thanks for running the net, Zach. K0SQS.
Thanks for checking in tonight, Harold. Got a lot of ham radio going on this week. I'll be the net control operator tomorrow night as well. And then, gosh, we got the Simplex net coming up, and then a meeting the following week, and then a ham fest. Be right on us. Harold, thanks again for checking in. We'll say 7-3 to you, and that brings us to the bottom of the NetLogger list. So we will now begin taking over-the-air check-ins. When you check in, please space your calls, give your call sign phonetically, then the regular way, along with your name and location. Check-ins will be acknowledged, and comments or announcements will be invited from each station. So any over-the-air check-ins, please call now, W0ZAC.
Kilo Echo 0, Lima Tango Golf, KE0LTG in Aurora.
KE0LTG. Lawrence, good evening.
Well, good evening. I'm getting over a second sickness that I'd had. I'm having a hard time getting my strength up. It was very exhausting. The first one took about 10 days to get over, and then my eyes was watering bad and a lot of sinus drainage, and then this one, I didn't have that, but it takes a while to get going again. I was wondering, are we going to have advance ticket sales at the club meeting for our Ham Fest?
Yes, sir. Advance tickets are available.
Okay, I'll try to pick me up one then. I hope to get to the Ham Fest okay. I got to ride the motorcycle a little bit today, but with the high winds, I didn't want to take a chance of getting blown in front of oncoming traffic, so I just took it slow around town here and enjoyed myself. But some of the gust was up there, I guess about 50 miles an hour and things. But anyway, I am glad that I've been feeling a little bit better. I still got ways to go to get the strength up, but thanks for running the net tonight. I don't know any other news right offhand. KE0LTG, clear.
Well, Lawrence, thank you for checking in tonight. Yeah, it was terribly windy today. On my way to work this morning, there was a tractor trailer heading north, laying on his side in the ditch. And I thought as I was passing it, man, that looks like a trash truck or, a tractor trailer hauling trash. Looked like debris in this field here, and I thought, man, just looks like garbage. I had to leave work about noon to come home and run some errands. And as I was passing through, there was 3 roll-off containers, looked like probably 20-yard containers, 3 of them on the highway, with a guy operating a Bobcat and highway patrol marking either end with lights flashing. And they weren't even close. I mean, there had to be half that trailer's worth of garbage still laying in the field. So that was a mess. Luckily, everybody I know has been safe in their travels today. Lawrence, well, thank you for checking in and say 7-3. Happy to hear from you again, as always. And don't forget us tomorrow night on the 2-meter net. We'd love to hear from you there as well. We're at the bottom of the list once again. Are there any more check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Please call now. This is Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie.
November 7, Hotel India, N7HHI, Scott in Rogersville.
Kilo Alpha 0 Romeo Mike, Bob, Aurora.
Kilo Echo 0, November Hotel Lima, KE0 NHL, Heather and Clever.
All right, we'll hold it up right there. We picked up 3 new check-ins, and we'll start with November 7, Hotel India. Scott, good evening, sir.
Good evening. This is my first time checking into the net. Just got a decent antenna set up this last weekend, so I'm new to the area. Moved to Rogersville from the St. Louis area. Lived in Wentzville prior to this. Anyway, moved into Rogersville 1 year ago tomorrow.
Well, very good. Well, welcome to the area, and welcome to the OARS net. Did you catch the beginning of the net with the announcements?
Yes, I did. Caught the whole thing there. Thank you.
All right. Well, you're welcome to check in with us tomorrow night at 7 on the 2-meter net. And you're more than welcome to come meet us at our next meeting down in Monette. We'd love to meet you. And hopefully you can make it over to the Hamfest coming up here soon. That'll prove to be a good time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I've got a son that's also a ham that lives in Ozark, and I think we both may be interested in attending the Hamfest.
Very good, very good. We look forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions between now and then, just chime in. There's usually somebody on the D-star repeater or the 14697 machine. Also, W0ZAC has got the flyer there with all the particulars on the Hamfest if you're interested. Scott, it's great to hear from you tonight. Hopefully we hear you again. Don't be a stranger. We'll say 7-3 for now and jump down to KA0RM. Bob, how are you this evening?
Go Alpha 0 Romeo Mike. Doing good. Scott, glad to hear you in there. I talked to him the other day on the radio. He ID'd, and I went back to him and told him about this. And good to hear you in there, and hopefully we'll see you sometime over here. I did want to mention one thing there, Zach. The Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, the 99-cent tacos there at the Cubs out south of Monette there. There's some of us meeting over there, so 12:30 what it's looking at right now. So maybe we'll have a few more pick up on them, and them are really good tacos there, I'll tell you that, for 99 cents every Tuesday there. So that's about it there. I guess you got my email or my text taken care of on that. If you got more questions, get back to me after the net. I think we already got him down, like you said, but
Looking good. We didn't have any wind speak up here. About 1 o'clock, it woke me up. A big blast at the west side of the house there. And the weather radio went off about that time. And I said I was going to be up there with you and Wes and further north, the biggest share of it. So when the weather radio finally shut up, why, I went back to sleep. And like I said, Sean, about 42 miles an hour is all we had here. But I was kind of worried getting up this morning, so that tower was still standing. It was, no problem. But it's been through 80 mile an hour winds, so. But you get them ratios, they can be a little bit more wicked. That's about it, I think, there now, Zach. Thanks for running the net. Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike. You're in Aurora.
Thank you, Bob, for checking in tonight. Good to hear from you, as always. Glad you made it through the windstorm. We didn't have much to speak of either. Same thing. Holly woke me up about 1:30 in the morning when the wind was just howling. Went outside to check the trampoline, and it was still there. Everything else is pretty much bolted down, but no antennas came down. Didn't have any big limbs down, so we skated by on the easy over here. And was that Taco Tuesdays at noontime every week?
Noon, 12:30. It's actually all day long. But we usually meet somewhere around 12:30.
All right. Well, for all available, there you go. Tuesdays at noon, Taco Tuesdays with Bob. Bob, thanks for checking in tonight. We'll catch you tomorrow on the 2-meter net. We'll say 7-3 for now and jump down to our next check-in, KE0NHL. Heather, how are you this evening?
Oh, good evening, Zach and the net. This is KE0NHL. I'm actually doing okay. Had something interesting happen with work. They actually reduced me on my hours by a day. But, kind of curious to see what that's actually going to look like on the next check coming around. But, it's definitely been interesting. Now, the storm last night, I don't really know what the winds were here. I know the dogs were really nervous when the winds were coming in. And the first warning that I heard come across was the warning for Dade and Cedar County. That was a tornado warning that they had. The weather radio said the tornado was on the ground. So that was the first one that I heard, and then everything else that came after it. But didn't really have anything out of the ordinary here. I know some of the neighbors had their trash cans turned on their side, but that's about it.
All right. Thanks for checking in tonight, Heather. Glad you didn't have any storm damage down there. That's always a relief when you wake up the next morning and all is as it should be. Heather, thanks again for checking in. We'll say 7-3 to you, and we'll open it up for more over-the-air check-ins. Are there any more check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Please call now. Whiskey 0, Zulu, Alpha, Charlie.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Hotel Oscar Delta, KF0, HOD Bob, in Boaz.
KF0, HOD Bob, good evening. How are you?
Doing well, Zach, and thanks for asking. I appreciate you running the D-star net. And it doesn't matter how many times I try, I still get Monday and Tuesday and the times, and that's confused, but I managed to get here. And glad to hear everybody else, and equally glad to be heard. I survived through the wind last night, and the wire that Bob and Jimmy and Sean helped me get back up my HF antenna survived. So fantastic. I was excited to look out and see it still in the tree and be able to tune to its very low SWR. So happy.
look forward to checking into the next net and this weekend with the Simplex net. So hopefully we can get a chance to do that. And that's about it for my day. Didn't play too much radio. So turn it back to you, Zach, KF0HOD.
All right, Bob, thanks for checking in tonight. And likewise, glad you didn't have any storm damage. I went out this morning, and the first thing I checked was my antenna, the wire antenna hanging under some precarious tree limbs in the backyard. And it survived, thank goodness. And then I looked for the trampoline, and of course it was still there too. So glad you're doing good and everyone else as well. Bob, thanks for checking in tonight. Look forward to hearing from you again tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. on the 2-meter net. We'll say 7-3 for now and ask for any more check-ins. Are there any more check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Please call now, W0ZAC. One more call. Any more check-ins, over-the-air check-ins for the OARS D-star net? Please call now. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up and call that a net. This evening we had a total of 9 check-ins, including myself. Thank you to all stations who checked in this evening. We look forward to hearing from you all again tomorrow on the 2-meter net at 7 p.m., as well as this coming weekend, Saturday on the Simplex net, and the following Monday right here on the D-star net once again. I'll end this net, as is becoming tradition with me, with the joke of the day. So here it goes. Why wouldn't the shrimp share his treasure? Because he was a little shellfish. Shellfish, get it? Haha. I'll now close this net and return the repeater to regular amateur use. 73, W0ZAC, clear.
Hey, Zach, give me a phone call. Hey, sorry.